all, Sandy here, coming to you from the very stormy beach. Actually, there's some surfers just behind me. Two young boys and a kind of Johnny Depp lookalike instructor. I almost had to refrain myself from running into the ocean. Just joking, kind of. But anyway, that's not why I was making this video. I wanted to quickly share with you a really inspiring story that two of my friends shared yesterday on Facebook. Chris and Susan, thank you for sharing this. And it's about habits. Because I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but habits control a lot of our life. Because from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep, most of what you do is the habits. You know, you don't consciously decide how to brush your teeth or how to tie a shoelace or how to turn on your computer. You just kind of do it because you've done it so many times that you know exactly what to do. And the reason for that is that we have something in our brain, it's called the basal ganglia, which stores all of our habits. And so the issue a lot of people can have is that when you want to change your behavior, but you have a habit going on, it can be really hard to just stop. You know, ask anyone who's tried to stop smoking. You know, I tried to stop smoking like that a few times when I still used to smoke, and it didn't work at all. And this story that they shared really illustrates what you can do instead. And so here's the story. It goes like this. So there was a wise old sage, of course, that took a young boy into a forest, into a jungle forest. And they're walking along, and he asked the boy to plant a young seedling into the earth. So the boy plants the seed and puts the earth around it, pats the earth down, and does that. And then they carry on walking, and the wise old sage says to the young boy, okay, now I want you to try and pull down this tree. And he points to a tree. So the boy's like, okay. So he starts like pulling on the tree, trying to like yank it towards him, trying to pull down the branches, but obviously the tree doesn't move. And so he kind of gives up, and the wise old sage takes him to carry on walking, and they go to an even bigger tree. And he says to the boy, okay, try and take down this tree now. And so the boy starts again, but this tree's even bigger and it's even harder to do it. So he's trying to pull it down, trying to get it down out of the earth, and nothing's budging. You know, the tree is just there. It's not going to go anywhere. And what the wise old sage says to the boy is that our habits are like a tree. They are so embedded in the earth, so embedded in us, in our way of being, in the things we do every day, that it's really hard to cut down a tree, you know, to pull it down. And that's the same thing with habits. You know, if you're trying to stop something, it can be really hard to just stop doing it, you know. it becomes something that consumes you. It's all you can think about because you're trying to stop it. So what can work much better is to create a new habit. A bit like planting that seedling is to create a new habit, which eventually, the more you nurture the seedling by doing it every day or writing little reminders to yourself or doing whatever you can to stick to it, that tree, that seedling starts to become a little tree. It starts to get bigger, and eventually, because that's where you're putting your energy on a daily basis, it starts to overpower the older tree, and you don't even think about that other tree anymore because you've got this new beautiful tree growing. And it's exactly the same with a habit. I even took this one step further. At one point I wrote a habit down that I wanted to stop, and I ripped up the piece of paper. I got this from Bob Proctor, and then I wrote on a new piece of paper the new habit I wanted to do. I think I even made a video about that a while back, and that actually works. You know, it really helped me to stop. The habit I was changing at that time was always thinking of the worst case scenario for something, and so I decided to start thinking of the best case scenario. And so because I was focusing my energy on that started to take my attention rather than trying to stop worrying. Which, if you've ever worried, it's kind of impossible to do that. So focus your energy into a new habit, and you'll be amazed what happens, especially if you do this over the course of a month or so. Really give yourself a month to build that habit, because it does take about 30 days for something to become a habit, you know, for our basal ganglia to start to store it. But trust me, when you do that, you'll be amazed by how different you start to feel and how different you start to function, because you're starting to develop new habits that support you and where you're going, as opposed to ones which keep bringing you back to where you were before, or you get forwards and then you come back 2 steps back. You know, this will help you to keep going and to start to become stronger, you know, like that tree that's growing in the forest. So I'm going to leave the beach before Hurricane Katrina breaks out, or whatever that is behind me. And I hope you got something out of this. Just remember, instead of trying to pull down a tree, plant new seeds and watch those seeds grow and nurture them, and you'll be amazed at what you'll find. So let me know if there's a habit you would like to develop in the comments. Declare it to the universe. Put a comment below this video, and if you got something out of it, then please pay it forward, share it with your friends. Alright, I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.